about tongue and how to test a believer. Hope that answers the question, sister.
Thank you. And my final question. Okay, I have a Muslim friend and he suggested me to read Bible Old Testament. Okay, he specifically mentioned to go through the Old Testament in Bible, and then he said read Quran. But as you mentioned specifically, that Quran is the final revelation given by Allah. So as a Muslim, what do you suggest me? Because my friend, being a Muslim, he said, follow Bible, Old Testament, and then read Quran. So,
sister asked the question, one of her friends told her that first read the Old Testament, then read the Quran. Sister, it's not the must. If there is something like the Old Testament and the New Testament, then there's something like the last testament in the Quran. So when the Christians say Old and New Testament, this is the last and final testament of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, I am asking you the question. Suppose you have different versions and editions of a book. For example, you have gone to a medical college. Other than a medical college, Professor Keith Moore wrote some books. And his book had first edition, second edition, third edition. So would you read the first edition or the latest edition?
of course, I'll go for the latest.
Latest, correct. Yes. If you really love the first edition, I'm a fan of the first edition, then I said, no problem, read the first edition, then read the last edition. So if you are so much hooked on to the Old Testament, and your Old Testament is close to your heart, then the Quran says in Surah Imran chapter 3 verse 64, Ta'alaw ila kalimatin sawaim baina bainakum. Come to common terms as been assigned you. Then I would say that if you are so much hooked on to the Old Testament, no problem, read the Old Testament, then read the Quran, at least agree what is common. And when we read the Old Testament, New Testament and the Quran, we come to know that the thing that is common in these scriptures is that there is one God and He deserves to be worshipped. He has got no image. He is not begotten. It further says that Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, is not God. And both the scriptures say that the last and final messenger is Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. So sister, now are you prepared to accept Islam?
Of course, yes.
Sister, do you believe that there is one God?
Yes, I believe there is only one God.
Do you believe that Jesus is not God but is a messenger of God?
Yes, I believe Jesus is a messenger.
Do you believe Prophet Muhammad is the last and final messenger?
Yes, I believe Prophet Muhammad is the last and the final messenger.
Sister, is there anyone forcing you to accept Islam?
Sorry?
Is there anyone forcing you to accept Islam?
No, nobody is forcing me.
Are you accepting out of your free will?
Yes.
Because in Islam, to force anyone to accept Islam is haram. It's haram in the religion, and it's haram, it's prohibited in most of the countries, I believe even in Dubai. To force anyone to accept a religion is forbidden. So you're accepting out of free will, sister?
Yes, but that is the reason I asked you many questions.
MashaAllah.
Out of free will.
I hope no one is bribing you.
No.
Because in India, when after many people accept Islam, the CID, the police go there and ask, how much dollars Dr. Zakir Naik give you? I tell them I have given them currency of the Akhirah. Currency of the Akhirah, and that's accepted. So inshallah, sister, I will say in Arabic and you can repeat it.
Okay.
Ashhadu.
Ashhadu.
Allah.
Allah.
Ilaha.
Ilaha.
Illallah.
Illallah.
Wa ashhadu.
Wa ashhadu.
Anna.
Anna.
Muhammadan.
Muhammadan.
Abduhu.
Abduhu.
Wa rusuluhu.
Wa rasuluhu.
I bear witness.
I bear witness.
That. There is no God.
That there is no God.
But Allah.
But Allah.
And I bear witness.
And I bear witness.
That. Prophet Muhammad.
Prophet Muhammad.
Is the messenger.
Is the messenger.
And servant of Allah.
And servant of Allah.
MashaAllah, sister, you're a Muslim.
Yeah.
And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept your effort. And I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that to guide you further and inshallah give you the best in this world as well as the akhirah and grant you a place in paradise, inshallah, sister.